It's incredible in every way, but it's super tough. It's super hot and humid. The track itself is very enjoyable, narrow and sketchy in places, but a bit of everything. I was there 2 or 3 weeks ago testing. I'm riding a Suzuki this year in the superbike class. Actually, a really good Suzuki with a good teammates on Bridgestone tyres. So I'm really excited about the 8 hours this year. The most difficult thing for sure is the conditions. The humidity is high 90s and dripping before you've got out on the track. Actually, sometimes out on the track with a little bit of breeze going through you, it's not too bad, but the last 10-15 minutes of the stint can get wet, is the word. I think the biggest difficulty for me was dealing with sweat. It's not dealing with breathing or cardiovascular fitness or anything like that. It's literally dealing with managing sweat. So I don't know if you've noticed now, even in a race here, I wear like a little blue sweat cap. And it's not because I sweat overly more than anybody else. It's just I don't want one drip of sweat coming off the forehead onto the inside of the visor when I'm braking, and then you're trying to peek around a little ball of sweat on your visor. So I wear like a skull cap, especially in Japan, because you sweat so much more. But yeah, the stints are long. I mean, it's a 2-minute 10 lap roughly. I think it's 29 or 30 laps per stint, depending on fuel consumption. You'll do 3 or 4 stints in the race if you're a 3-rider team. If you're a 2-rider team, you'll do a little bit more. But it's great that, it's like the mecca of bike racing. So many riders from different championships congregate for that event, and then you can measure yourself up against other riders. Okay, if you're on similar machines and tires, obviously helps. But yeah, great experience. The pit stops are so incredible to be part of. There's not much of riding in the dark there. It's only sort of 45 minutes to an hour of riding in the dark because how the timings work. But you just know that you're taking part in something really special because it's so well attended. Obviously, the Japanese are so... what's the best word? They're so...
passionate?
Not just passion, but they're so straightly... I can't think of the word off the top of my head now. Prim and proper. They're like
polite,
respectful.
Respectful. There's a great word. That's a great word.
And I love that. Like you seem respected when you. Not that I want respect wherever I go, but you seem really respected from the moment you arrive. Everything's so clean, in order. A bit OCD. I think that like little bit of OCD makes me tick actually. So yeah, I love it. I mean, I struggle a bit with the food.
Oh really?
It's a different world for the food scenario, and I do just try and get by with familiar stuff, what I know, but I love it. It's a great place to go, and yeah, really lucky to be able to take part in it this year. I go next Sunday, so a week and a few days.
In a few days' time. What's the circuit like to ride?
Lovely. Long corners that are fast, some obviously technical corners that lack vision. Barriers are close in a few areas, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's challenging. It takes a while to learn. I think also what takes a while to learn is that normally you go there as part of a 3-rider team. So if you're sharing one bike, you're getting a third of the laps essentially. So it seemed to take a while to really get a handle of learning the traits of the track. But I've been now probably 4 or 5 times. And finally I'm at a point where I feel like I can arrive at the track and actually push straight away, knowing from what I've done in the past there. So yeah, looking forward to this year's 8 hours. I know that there's a bit of a heat wave at the moment in Japan and also in Europe, and that might make it tough, but we'll be ready. There's a big aircon box that I'll be living in between the sessions. So.
With your English complexion, it's going to be a little bit on the difficult side, isn't it?
So I'm teammates this year with Hafiz Sayarin from World Superbike, although he's had a little bit of a tip-off in testing a couple of weeks ago and hurt himself, but I think he's going to be okay for the race. And with a Japanese Superbike rider called Takuya Tsuda, they call him. He's an ex-Yoshimura rider, so he's really fast. So 2 great teammates, and hopefully we can have a good push for a good result.
So are we looking top 10, top 5?
I think we're trying to look for more than that.
I didn't want to, I didn't want to be too presumptuous.
You're right, because it's such a well-entered contest that even if you're on a capable bike, sometimes it's tough to break the top 10. But the team are saying they want to win, and okay, well, it's great to be able to want to win, and realistically, we'd like to think we've got a realistic chance of a top 5, but let's see. I mean, I've gone over a second quicker than I've ever been there before in testing, and I'm only sort of within a second of the fastest rider of the team. So fingers crossed we can have a strong one.